DeeDee's Dynamic Dimensions LLC is currently accepting sponsorships and endorsements, including clothing, crafts, food or beverage, health, wellness, and skincare products, as well as rendering services. If you would like for DeeDee to stop by your business to check out your products and services, or if you would like to be a guest on the show to talk about anything that's on your mind, then please send all inquiries to DeeDeeDynamicDimensions@gmail.com. In the inquiry, please include a picture of your products or video of your services, a brief description, and your direct contact information. Let's work. Good afternoon, everybody. You are tuned in with Antics with DeeDee, and of course, I'm your host, DeeDee. So today we have a very exciting show lined up for you. We have Mr. Christian Reliford coming through the building. He's going to be dropping some knowledge and wisdom on us about his experience with his weight loss journey, as well as discussing his product line, TrapNHealthy. You all don't want to miss this show. If you've ever struggled with weight loss, personally, that's a struggle of mine. So that's why I definitely am excited about today's show, because we trying to, I ain't ashamed of a push, but we want to get rid of it if we can. So y'all, like I said, make sure you tune in today. Go ahead and grab your snacks, your drinks, whatever. Get ready, because this is going to be a action-packed and knowledgeable show today. Again, you're tuned in with Antics with DeeDee. Our guest for today is Christian Reliford, and we'll be right back at you in just a moment. So what's up, everyone? As promised, I have Christian Reliford in the building today. You all are tuned in with Antics with DeeDee. And of course, Mr. Reliford came to drop some knowledge about, again, his weight loss journey, his product, TrapNHealthy, as well as what he's doing to maintain his physique. Of course, if you look at him, you can't tell. He used to be in the chubby game. So, y'all, tune in.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
No, thank you, and I appreciate you for inviting me. It's such a pleasure.
I really appreciate it.
That's no problem.
I really appreciate it. I do. Because, as we were saying, and I tell everybody that comes on here, it's hard to get support sometimes, especially when you have a vision, but you can't put it into words for people.
Talk about it.
And then when you ask for a favor, like I asked you to come on and bless my show and so forth,
right?
Some people feel like, well, if your business or your audience is not established enough, then I'm too prestigious or exclusive to be there. So you can holler at me when you get your views up. So
right.
Everything has a starting point.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my first baby still.
You already see the vision. You're already there.
Right.
That's all. So I truly believe in the power of affirmation. You speak it into existence, it's going to come alive. And just because they can't see it, it's not shame on them. It just eventually, timing is everything. So go and speak it, sister. You all good.
I believe that. I really have. Of course, about the Bible as well as the Quran tells you to speak things as though they are already so.
Right.
And faith, of course, is the substance of things unseen. But, I feel so adamant and optimistic about this. I feel like Antics with DeeDee is fixing to go the distance.
Absolutely, as you should. Keep speaking into existence, and you always going to have a day one supporter. We go way back.
So. Right. And see, that's why I said I got to get you on here, because you have some people who are social media influencers, and they talk about weight loss, they talk about exercise, but some of them cheated their way to being skinny. And I'm not, on here we don't sugarcoat it. We drop it straight facts.
Right.
Some people did not go the route that you went. Some people, and I'm not knocking anybody's struggle. Let me make that clear. I'm not knocking anybody's route. As long as you got to your destination, hey, I'm happy and proud of you. Right. But you took the dirt road. You took the dirt road. Like you said, we go way back. So, see, I remember you when you were on the heavier side, and it's like now. This is a mere shadow. What was that? you weren't as big as Sherman, but it kind of put you in the mind of, because see, I haven't seen you since then. I've seen you on social media, but in person, I have not seen you since you were on the other side of the spectrum. So it's like I'm meeting you all over again today.
Thank you. Well, yeah, I mean, like you said, we go way back. As I tell my story, I started out, well, if you know me from back in the day, then you know that I was always an athlete. I always played basketball. When I was actively playing basketball, I was about 220-ish, so 215, so I'm actually almost back. I'm actually small to my regular weight.
Okay.
After graduation, of course, you know, you think you got hoop dreams, think you're going to go places, you're going to do things. Well, sex, alcohol, kids, marriage, divorce, you know, you start to put on weight. You know what I'm saying? Life happens hard. So one of the things that I guess I would say that kind of clicked where the light switch came on was having my child. Okay. So my daughter, Essence, she's one of my main influencers, because I remember one particular morning, well, actually summer, where I was trying to chase her up our driveway, and I was winded. Now, of course, we're men with ego, pride, and just kind of just reminiscing on the days that I was, but I'm like, man, this is not me. Right. But then you start to realize how much time went by and how much weight you don't put on. You be like, you know what, it's time to make a change, because this ain't cute at all.
This a reality check.
Super reality check.
But you always say use it or lose it.
Yep. And that's more than, I guess you'll say, what happened. Within that transition, things was going on in my life. Where I knew change had to be made, but I just wanted to make a difference in myself. Okay. So I got on my weight loss journey. I went back to the basics, and 5-6 years later, here we are. So
okay then. Okay then. Now that makes sense, because in all honesty, it's a lot of people that can relate to not being able. It's some people who want to be more active in their kids' lives, but because of, like you said, it's a limitation that's beyond their control in the moment, but it's not a limitation that is beyond their control with trying to fix it and get a hold of it. And let me get this straight too. You don't have to be 120 pounds to be considered healthy. I know some 200 pound, 300 pound people who are absolutely healthy. Keep in mind, fat holds weight, but muscle mass does too. So be mindful of those things. Don't feel like you got to get to a certain weight. And I don't go off of that scale that most doctors go off of, saying your height, age, and weight, to determine if you're obese or not.
All that's not designed for us. When I say us, who I'm referring to. So, they try to always...
Hell, I'm black. I can say that. We don't never be on them charts. Y'all see them charts. Y'all don't never see a black person on them.
No, it's always divided us into what we should look like, or what they feel like we should look like, and hold us to their standard, which is so untrue. We always been and have and always will be having a different type of build to us. Our women will always be curvier.
We voluptuous. we voluptuous.
Our men will always be a little bit more masculine, and not in all sense, but for the most part, that's just our natural, build. So, don't believe everything that you read, don't believe everything that you see, but, like you say, everybody healthy looks different. Sometimes it's hereditary, sometimes, you can just do a full transformation, but more importantly, I say everybody just stay active, you know what I'm saying? So
I'm trying to get more active. It has its ups and downs, but I am truly becoming more active, and I am noticing that the more active I become, the more endurance. Like when I walk the lap down at Lake Bottom and then Cooper Creek. And then, my kids, they're really supportive of it because they like doing those laps too. So, of course, that's like one of our family activities. And that's something you all should consider, wherever you are, if there's a park or a track in your local area, that's a great time and opportunity to bond with your child. Talk to them. Now, I ain't going to lie, I walk with my music on sometimes. My kids going to make their presence known. I don't care how try to zone out. So, but, it's a bonding time. Even when they're getting on your nerves, you're learning something about them. Listen to what they're trying to tell you. My kids think I don't be listening half the time. And then when I repeat what they done said, then they realize I really was tuned in, even if I seemingly wasn't. So it's definitely important, and that's, like I said, that's you're killing two birds with one stone, because you're bonding with your child as well as doing something to turn your own life around to improve it so that you can be more active in that child's life.
More importantly, it's therapeutic. I know, let me just speak for me. It was always therapeutic to, I guess you'll say, do some self-evaluations. And just going for a simple walk. And I would tell anybody, if you're looking for a starting point, just do basic cardio. You don't have to go to the gym, be in there for hours, and think you're going to just look miraculous when you leave. Just, if you want a starting point, just do basic cardio. Like you mentioned earlier, it's baby steps. You take those baby steps, you begin to walk, then you begin to run, and what have you. But then, sky's the limit after that. But you are in control of your destiny, and you made the decision on what you want you to look like. But remember, your healthy is going to be looking different from somebody else healthy. So I urge you, please don't go on these social media sites looking at your Beyonces, looking at your Serena Williams, looking at your J-Lo, looking at whomever that you idolize and thinking that you're going to get a body like that, because your mom and them, your grandmother and them,
they ain't built like that. Now, that's just gonna be honest. Now, hey, look at the folks before you, because that's kind of a picture of what you possibly could look like. Now, some of y'all, I'm not gonna knock anybody for taking the surgical route. Oh, you're welcome. I'm not gonna knock anybody for it. But I know that some people get the surgery and they don't work out. Like, I'm not going to say her name, but there is one of my Facebook friends. We went to school together and everything. When she went through her surgical journey, we talked about it and all that good stuff. And so, one of the main things that I admire about her getting her work done is when I look at my stories, I see her still working out.
Right.
You didn't get it just to say, okay, because some of them girls be having to get that work redone in a year or two. I done seen some tummy tucks come untucked. I done seen some tummy tucks come untucked. They didn't push themselves away and stay out churches lining them. So, and I ain't not just churches, I'm just using that metaphorically, but, you didn't stop or break the habits that led you to get to the point that you're trying to reverse from. So, before you know it, you're going to be right back there. Now you're going to have to pay extra money all over again because you want this body image, but you don't want to do the work for it. So, like, you said that the defining moment for you was when you couldn't chase your daughter down the driveway.
Right.
So how did you start out? What kind of exercises were you doing?
Really cardio. That's the number one thing I started out with, doing cardio. Back when Max Fitness was on Airport Thruway, I went to Max and I just did basic cardio. I did cardio until I felt comfortable to do anything else. But the number one thing is, I just said, if I get there, see, it's always mental first.
Right.
So once I condition myself to actually go to the gym, you do anything over 21 days and it's a habit. You're going to consistently, get up and do it. Once I got to doing that, then I just wanted to kind of do something different. I never wanted to stay complacent on just being on the treadmill. I, too, also go to Lake Bottom, Cooper Creek, Britt David. But I just started out with basic cardio. After a while, when I started kind of dropping the weight, I think everybody hit a certain plateau. And when I hit that plateau, I said, okay, I need to change some things up with my body. And because it get to be a routine, then all of a sudden it's not doing anything else.
Right.
Started out doing 1 mile, went to 2, went to 3, and just progressed my way up. And then after a while, I said I want to add a little weights in there. I knew at the end of the day I wanted to have a little kind of build some type of tone about myself. Because if you just keep losing the weight, you're going to have just pretty much sagging skin.
Right.
That's not what I want to have eventually, but, more importantly, I want to be able to have my endurance up.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie. After a while, I just said, hey, man, I want to have a better sex life. Not that it was trash, but I just
it could have been. It was room for improvement.
Yeah, I said, man, I want to have a more extensive sex life. So I'm like, all right, cool. Once my cardio and wind was up, everything else just started to fall in place, and then I started just doing research.
Okay.
But nothing actually is like you going through the journey yourself. Because like I said, I could read a bunch of men's health magazines. I can get all the advice from social media or from Google or YouTube. But that's not going to be my story.
And see, that's the thing. I think a lot of people, they get discouraged because they start mirroring or trying to mirror what they see on these social media apps and don't realize, okay, well, this person started working out probably before they got on here. Or they, some people actually go through their whole journey on there. And so when they start out around 350 and then by the time they hit maybe 250 or something, that's when you come across them. Right. So you're on the journey with them from this point on, but you don't look at what the other, what happened to the other 100 pounds. Some people don't go back and look at your history. They just move forward with you.
Right.
So you start thinking, okay, well, she said do this, and it's not working for me like it worked for her. Well, ma'am, it took her 6-7 months to get there. You gotta wake these muscles up. You gotta wake these organs up just to even properly function right. Like even first thing in the morning, you're supposed to drink a cup of water to get your body it's like a jumper cable.
Right.
You can wake up and you can function without a cup of water, but something about that cup of water helps get your body just flushed out for the morning, get your day started.
Right.
So, you have TrapNHealthy.
Yes.
And I want to try it. I got to make it down there on Broadway.
All right.
I got to make it down there on Broadway. I got to get with you and get some because I really want to check it. I'm serious about losing my weight this year. You see, I got the Auntie Peach Cobbler on Saturday. And I do make a mean-ass peach cobbler. My arms tell the story. So, I'm going to still make a mean peach cobbler this year, but I want the auntie arms going. I'm trying to get the old DeeDee back. I know I probably won't get to her exactly, but if I can build up that old endurance and stamina and so forth, I feel like I'd be more productive in my days. Even though I have been pretty productive, but I want to be physically productive.
Listen, my mom always said, can't, never could, won't, never will, so don't never speak like that. If you want to get back to that, you're going to get back to that.
Okay.
So that's no problem. So just take that, I want to, just start saying I am.
Okay.
So, but yeah, and also, just want to let everybody know, if you are in 706, please go out there, support, go see. We have trainers, coaches, instructors all over the city. So I want to give a big shout out to Blue at 4.0 Fitness.
He coming next week.
Great. And
I already got him on the schedule. We got to lock in.
LDJ, he's great. McDaniel Fitness, please go see McDaniel Fitness. He's out here new. Someone that inspires me is Natty.com for the ladies out there. She's great, Natalia. She's wonderful.
Harvey.
Yes.
Okay. I'm familiar with. I remember God rest her soul. Janine.
I've watched her as well. She's one of the ones that I also follow as well. But they're some of my biggest inspirations that I follow day in, day out. Oh, also Insane Fitness. I mean, it's so many to name. Also Body Fitness, Dion. Over there.
I gotta get with him.
Oh my God! Like I said, these are people that I see on a daily basis. That when I see they post, it gets me up.
Yeah.
So
now his training stuff, the videos he be posting, he been trying to get me down there for like 2 years now. You need to stop running, and I probably am.
Yeah, Highbird Fitness. I don't want to forget nobody because, like I said, these are a lot of people that I see around the city that I respect and I know they do their thing. And like I said, you can look at each individual one, and everybody don't look the same, but they all got the same grind. So
it's a MILFs training around here too.
Melissa, thank you, MILFs.
Yeah, I seen something about MILFs training. Yeah,
she's awesome as well. So please, definitely go see her and Jennifer at So Gorgeously Fit. She's nice as well. She's good. So like I said, everybody that I'm naming, black owned. Go support them. Go talk to them. Consultation typically is free. Everybody is great. So I just want to say, just go and see them.
That's big. So look, y'all down here in Columbus, don't try to lie, say that y'all don't know who y'all can holler at, because he just dropped a ton of names on you all, and there is a lot more. But y'all got options out here. Those are your resources. Start befriending these folks, follow, send them a message or whatever. So,
and if I forgot you, my apologies. It's just because I'm just rambling off the top of my head, and I can't. Last but not least, I can't forget Princeton Floyd. He's actually at the YMCA downtown. He's also an excellent trainer. He's one of my personal guys that I go to for training advice as well. So definitely make sure that you go see Princeton Floyd down at the YMCA downtown. So
I was supposed to get a membership down there. Me and the kids, they have an indoor pool, don't they?
They do.
That was the reason why, and I think it was a pretty reasonable price membership too. I think we're gonna go on and jump on it now that we got a little more time to play with.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my babies love to swim. My youngest one swear he's the dolphin, but yeah, but boy, you can't tell them nothing when it float is on.
Oh man, awesome.
Boy, whole Nemo out here. But yeah, it's like you said with black people, because you know we like soul food.
We do.
We like soul food, and it be good for your soul. But let me explain something to you all about the downside of soul food. Soul food is good for you. So when you're down and you're feeling, however, it's comfort food. Mm-hmm. That's why it's deemed soul food. One, because it takes a long time to cook the meal. So if cooking is therapeutic for you, it's therapeutic for me. So it's nothing for me to get in there and cook for my army of kids. But you know, when it comes to eating, I'm doing better with eating habits. But like I said, soul food, that be my thing. Like, and it contributes to all areas of your body. Like, it make you thick and all that good stuff, and it fall in the right areas for some people. But some people have them looking like a sack of potatoes. And I don't want to say just completely get rid of soul food. I feel like there's healthier ways to be able to enjoy it without you having to pay the price with your health. Moderation is the biggest thing. I do know that because Thanksgiving, I guess these kids, they've been calling it a low vibrational plate. Man, if what they were posting was low vibrational, then my plates they underground. Because I got to get 2 scoops of dressing. I got to have my greens on now. They got to have smoked neck bones on.
I mean, although it tastes good, but those are wants, not needs.
They
you know
are.
What I'm saying? You want them 2 plates. You don't need them. You don't need those 2 scoops. You know what I mean? So, but it's once again, like I said, once you start kind of training your mind to say, you know what, I don't need this or I don't need as much of it. The name of the game is really portion control. Really, it's portion control. So I'm not gonna say totally rule out what to eat and what not to eat. I'm gonna just say do whatever is best for you. But you can't lose weight off mac and cheese. Now those are just facts. You can't lose weight off those low vibrational plates. So if you're trying to maintain what you're trying to do, then I understand. But you just gotta really kind of just moderate, your carbs and your intake of proteins and things of that nature. We'll usually get the big old plate and have about 2 or 3 of them on them holidays or on them Sunday soul foods where you just
one going to the house.
Exactly, but does it have to?
Listen, Christian, because
it don't have to.
It really doesn't have to, but it just be so good. But I really have, truly, personally, I have with this journey I've been on for about maybe the last 45 days or so. I have improved a lot. I am eating like fresh spinach more.
Good.
And I don't weigh the salad down with a whole bunch of extra stuff. I might have a few croutons, but I've been mainly eating it with tuna, balsamic dressing, and what else? Oh, I've been putting cheese on there. But I've been keeping my salads real simple because I know when you cake all that stuff on a salad, at some point it goes from being healthy to you just doing too much.
Yeah, but the condiments as well can also play a factor as well. You can actually dress your calories up. So that dressing, that ranch dressing, that blue cheese, depending on all what you you get. If you get some of that, like vinegar or raspberry, some type of, like you said, balsamic type of dressing. I mean, the acidic in it kind of helps burn the fat a little bit. So, I mean, but everything is definitely in moderation. I'm not saying don't eat ranch. I'm just saying don't drain it with ranch,
Man, these folks, if they go to a salad bar, you'll see them. They got a good bit of lettuce, but then you got all the sides. You have a ton of croutons. Then you got this big mountain, like it just oozing with ranch over the top. And I mean, and they just eat it, and then they be having that ranch around them. It just
You got Ruby Tuesday salad bar. That
Yeah.
used to be.
Yeah, that's a good example. That is a good example. I missed that. They still got that salad bar.
I don't even know. It's Ruby Tuesday still open. I haven't been to Peachtree Mall in so long, so I don't even know.
They got one. Well, they had one on North Side. I don't even know if it's still out there too. But now you got me wanting some Ruby Tuesday. I used to love their ribs. Yeah, they ribs, but they salad bar was official.
Was.
I think the pandemic. I feel like when the pandemic came, that's when I first heard that they stopped because of the regulations and safety and all that stuff. But now I got to find out this week. I want me some Ruby too, so I'm gonna go without the kids.
But I mean, not for nothing. I mean, we right over here by Country Life, so you know what I'm saying. Main time to go to Country Life. It's all vegan and organic food. So, I mean, I would just say, just try it out. Just try it.
So, are you vegan or?
No, I practice that lifestyle, and I guess you would say occasionally, but I did it for about a year, where I just really went. Let me not say vegan because I don't want to try to insult anyone. Well, within that lifestyle, but I went more pescatarian. But I really just more had, at the time I was just doing more veggies. And if I would do like a meat, I would just do like my shrimp, fishes, and things of that nature. But for about a year and some change, I just pretty much just cut out no meats as far as no chicken, no pork, no steak, no nothing. So, but now I just started back eating grilled chicken, rotisserie type style, but I just eat that in moderation. But for the most part, I still rather do a whole veggie plate than anything else. It just kind of, I get my spurts and get my inspiration sometimes when I really want it, and sometimes I don't. But I just don't deprive myself if I just get that taste for it.
Right. Okay. Well, that's fair. I don't know if I could just get down to that. Well, I ain't even gonna say I don't know if I can, because I know I can. Yeah. I know I can. There was a point when I really ate very healthy. So once we get this endurance back up, we're going to get that clean. Well, I'm going to do both of them. I'm going to do both of them at the same time. We're not going to wait for one to happen before the other come along. We're going to work on that. So
ain't nothing wrong with that.
Just turned 36. I'm trying to be until I'm 100. So I got to start now.
I promise you.
So tell me about your TrapNHealthy brand. Like, what kind of products do you have?
All right, so TrapNHealthy is it's taking a turn this year where I'm actually expanding and doing things and just kind of showcasing more of me. But the way TrapNHealthy actually evolved is on my weight loss journey, which I'm still on my journey now. One day I'm such a I'm about to use the wrong word. I'm always having ideas and stuff.
For more information about the TrapNHealthy products and services, go follow TrapNHealthy on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. Again, that's TrapNHealthy, TrapNHealthy, and it's all one word.
So, found out things that worked best for me. I started juicing. Okay. So, one day I went to, I think I went to Walmart, just bought a slew of juices and putting them in like mason jars and just kind of just storing them and drinking over the course of like 1 or 2 days, just to kind of give my digestive system a little break, start eating all the solid foods and just kind of give myself a real cleanse. Didn't know what I was doing, but it actually started from an Instagram post where I would just, once again, me being me, thinking I'm just cracking a little jokey joke, and put TrapNHealthy in the description. And before I knew it, it caught feedback. So I'm really big that when the universe show you something, pay attention to it. At the time, the woman I was dating, she thought it was pretty clever and kind of catchy, and I was like, you think so? So I just come up with stuff like this just randomly. But at that particular time, like I said, I was just saying something, just doing something, but it kind of caught a little wildfire to it, and TrapNHealthy was born. So I think within about the course of the next couple of weeks, I think I deleted that post because I said, man, I don't know. I don't want nobody catching
posting up there asking you about when the product dropping, where the link at, Well,
Yeah, because the support started coming locally, and it was pretty cool, you know what I'm saying? Because at that time, everybody had already saw my journey, so they was already familiar with me. Like I said, if you knew me from really back in the day, and you kind of, at that point, saw me, you just saw my consistency.
Right. See, that's why I said, like, you would have had to know you back then to understand where you're at right now, or be able to appreciate where you're at right now. See, yeah, trust me, I'm proud of you. I see. Look, I'm trying to get my little figure back, and I'm gonna get there.
But yeah, I think I ended up deleting the tweet. I actually think I ended up deleting that page. And backstory, I went to school for business management, and I went to school for massage therapy. So I kind of already had an idea of, okay, I don't know what I'm finna do, but I'm finna do something.
Right.
I'm starting to kind of catch a little audience.
Okay.
Or no, let me take that back. Supporters. I'm starting to catch some supporters at that time, and I'm like, all right, well, you know what? Let me just see what I can do with this. Before I knew it, I think within I did like some little samples, went to cash and carry, got some samples, just really stayed organic and stayed original and true to myself. And I never hid information. So when people come and ask me, well, what does this do? Or what does this do? Or what are you taking? I'm like, well, this will work for me. You know, I don't ever want to give the advice that I wouldn't even really give myself. But I went down to Lake Bottom one day. At the time, I was back playing basketball. I got myself in the shape to play basketball. I gave out some free samples. And some male and females, they enjoyed what I did. And they gave me honest feedback. I took the critiques, corrected some things, added some things, started doing some research, and before I knew it, started building a brand.
Right.
So, but I mean, that's kind of originally how I was born, and then after that, everything was just learning on the job, so to speak.
Okay. So TrapNHealthy is only juicing.
Not at the moment. Okay. So. It consists of organic juice and cold pressed juicing.
Okay.
I'm also do protein shakes as well.
Okay then.
So I got 4 signature juices and two protein shakes. So the number one seller is my TrapNHealthy. My TrapNHealthy consists of pineapples, apples, lemon, and oranges.
Okay then.
So the next one is 24K. 24K consists of turmeric, ginger, carrots, and apples. So the next one is my Beat It Up.
Okay.
So Beat It Up consists of beets, apples, and oranges. And the next one is Ganja Cleanse, which consists of kale, celery, cucumber, apple, and pineapple.
Okay.
So each name derived where I took the negative connotation of what we know trap was, instead of and putting like a more healthier spin on it.
Right.
So all the names is original that came from something that's kind of trap related. Beat It Up.
Right.
TrapNHealthy.
No, now I see where you were going with that. I would catch you what you were dropping. Okay, now I see what a TrapNHealthy because it's the flavors. But, you know, I really do like that because when Bree was here the other day, we were talking about all the greatness that came out of Kendrick. Like, you might look at Kendrick right now and say, whatever, but the reality of it all is some entrepreneurs really came out.
Yep.
There is some people making big moves out here that came from East Side High. So, yeah, that's what they call it. Well, that's what a kid was telling me a few weeks back. That's what they call it, East Side High. And it's like the pre Joe Clark phase. So, yeah, that's messed up. And then, you know, we did kind of touch on Mr. Watts and, you know, God rest his soul, man. Dude was involved. He cared and all the things. And what was crazy is the last time I seen him, I was pregnant with my number 5.
Right.
And he was out at Cooper Creek walking around and stuff. And he was like, yeah, he get out there almost every morning to walk to make sure he stayed healthy. So I love that about him, that even though he had retired and stuff from being a principal or assistant principal, he still wasn't just sitting at home and collecting checks. He was doing something to keep himself going because, you know, he used to walk all over that school. Man, if he ain't never threatened you with Roy, you just wasn't lit in school. I'm sorry. You wasn't. Like, he done told dude that could be their girlfriend name. Oh, I got a boyfriend. That, like, just crazy stuff.
But he was a man of principle and integrity, and he was actually more so of a father figure. And if you really looked in the messages, you know, he would, even though you would look past some of his actions, the message was really simple. He just really wanted you to do better.
That's it.
So that's really good.
He got down in the mud with you.
He did.
He got down in the mud with you, and the school system, these kids nowadays don't know what kind of treat they really missed by not having him, because it isn't just our generation that he was able to bless. It's so many generations before us that he also blessed. Because Mr. Watts was already there, you know, long before we got there. So, hey, the world is missing a jewel there, but he instilled enough in everyone to carry on and make it a, you know, to pass the word on. When you have a chance, each one reach one and teach one.
Absolutely. And I'm sorry, this kind of spinning it back to kind of like the brand. That's one of the kind of, I don't want to say he's one of the influences, but it just was the renaissance of those days where, you know, the raw, authentic, and just kind of just manifesting things from back then to now. Right. Like I said, everything derived from then to now. So, but I started out with the juicing. I started incorporating late last year booster shots. Okay. So that was really good. So I call that one gin and juice, which consists of turmeric, ginger, and oranges.
Ooh, I bet that do hit like gin. That's how it's gonna burn your chest.
Nah, it's not gonna burn it too tough. I try to take a little light, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's everything that I offer got some type of health benefit.
Right, right. So, oh no, I can imagine that. That's a high dose of. I ain't gonna lie, when I had COVID, me and my children, we made it through the whole pandemic without it. It caught us at the end of August. And it was some little shots at Publix, I think. Yep. and they're probably about 1.5 ounces or so. But those little things were so strong. Well, I said, okay, so here the cure go. Because that mess, when I took it, like, I was down bad, but I didn't lose my taste or smell, so I tasted all that. Ooh. Right. Oh, that stuff was awful, but it did truly make me feel better. So I had to go and plug my nose and knock it on back a couple times just to get right. But
well, that's good. That's good. Now, starting this year, probably within the next 60 days, like I try to tell people that, you know, before anything, I was coined a wellness coach. And I take pride in that, especially having it derived from the YMCA, and it's actually coined, you know what I'm saying, actually a term that we use up there within our shift. So, but I've been told that I kind of embodied the lifestyle and so forth and so forth. So this year I'm offering, as a wellness coach, things like somatic stretching and massages to under the TrapNHealthy umbrella that I've been teasing for a while, that now I'm finding the courage to just finally offer the services until I actually get my letters behind me. So, you know, I look at it, I guess my thought this season has been, you know, if you're a rapper, you don't have to go and get a license to be a rapper. If you're, you know, a painter, you don't technically got to go to school for painting, you know, you just start to establish trades and things like that. And to, you know, some of my young sisters, if you know how to do hair, you know, a lot of times when you started, before you got your, you know what I'm saying, certification, you started on, you know, people around the way. And you built your clientele and so forth and so forth. So, you know, I just said, you know, I'm just going to take a gamble, just take a leap of faith, just see, hey, you know, using my studies and everything that I learned within going to school for massage therapy, to just offer the services to those who actually have faith in the brand and trust me, and say, hey, you know, I want to add this self-care assessment into my lifestyle.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm getting really excited for that, and along the journey of that, you know, still studying to get my letters behind me, so I'll be actually a license, and then just gonna go another notch, you know. So
there you go.
So yeah, so I'm excited. 2023, I'm excited to what TrapNHealthy is going to evolve in. So.
Right. Yeah, I'm excited for you.
Thank
Because,
you.
again, I've seen the journey and just to even be here. So, I know that it's called, I think, Market Days on Broadway.
Correct.
Okay, so how would somebody who wants to acquire your juices get?
Well, at this current moment, you got to find me in the street. If you contact me directly through any of my social platforms, I'm very responsive on Instagram, Facebook. I'm an open book. I'm usually always posting and just trying to let everybody know what a good dope at. This last year, everybody know that I was kind of down at the market days, so I utilized that audience down there to start to kind of build more clientele. But I'm actually going to take a different route this year. Instead of investing in someone else's block, I'm just creating my own block. So I want to bring people to my block.
Okay, then look, we I've been on some buy back the block. Look,
Yeah.
and then you were gonna be over that other spot. So yeah, we gotta get with so and so to make something happen.
Yeah, so we gotta
make some
that's gonna be creating something.
I just thought about that. You're right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be creating something special over there. And let me say it's special to me. It's one of my babies. Something I'm taking very essential pride in, where some of the things that I think maybe if you just know of me and you don't really know me, then I'm really into music. I'm really into art. I really got a visual, and I want to just start to kind of showcase that a little bit about myself to the city first and foremost until it'll turn local to global. So I'm really creating a suite that really brings art and kind of that neo soul.
Okay, then, so you want to come up in there, you want to step in the whole world like you vibe.
Right, I want you to step into my world and step into my vibe, where I'm going to introduce you, like, to a Maxwell, to a Kim.
Oh, okay. See, look, now see, you talking too loud for some of these folks, because they don't. Only song they know by Maxwell is probably Pretty Wings or something. Right, and then with Kim, they like, what she sang? And it ain't even a her.
Right.
Everybody don't know that, though.
So I just want to introduce people to a whole nother world where, the experience is going to be one of really self-care, where I want to offer you a 90-minute experience of really self-care, where you let me embrace your problems, your troubles, let me kind of just, kind of massage out your day, and I want you to get up feeling refreshed, rejuvenated from just from an experience, so I just want to take those two worlds and just bring it to something that's very soulful, something very sultry, something that's, just energetic but really relaxing. Because I think that we actually need that really locally with everything that's kind of going on. But I just want to I'm going to put my spin on it, but just offer something a little bit different. You go into most spas and things, you get I would say generically, you get your nice subtle water music and things like that, but this is really offered for an elite group who find the soothing and relaxing into good music, to good instrumentals, to good voices, something that just relaxes you. Because we go to the club, you hear a tune.
Music music has the power.
It does.
Music has the power to either make you stay in bed depressed because you sad about whatever you going through because it done touched on and reminded you. Or it has the power to jumpstart your day.
It does.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, when I'm feeling down or something, I gotta listen to Trina.
All right.
And it ain't just the new Trina. I gotta go to 2000 Trina.
Facts.
Baddest bitch Trina.
Facts.
I gotta let that album ride because, see, Trina was like, I don't need Nan.
Right.
And Nan ain't on that album. That was a Trick Daddy song, but Trina get your day going on a whole other level. Like, and then why I love her so much, she never got work done. Trina came in the game with the baddest body. She had a bad body. For her to have a C cup or A cup, whatever cup size she is, she had a very nice body, and what it was, her confidence carried her over. You can't tell her nothing less. And that's the mindset and persona that she gives me. Like, I love Kim and all them other ones, but don't nobody get my day in. Don't nobody keep me in boss mode or, girl, let's go get that bag mode like Trina do.
Facts, super facts. Trina is a pioneer who's low-key, she influences youth. So if you look at your Young Miami, that's Trina back then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But see, now, let me tell you something about the Young Miami. Now, I like listening to it. I just kind of figured out, I don't listen to too much new music. Mm-hmm. I've always, since the City Girls been out, I've heard their name, but I never really knew their music or heard their music. So I started listening to it. I'm like, okay, Trina Jr. and this, that, and the other. But see, the only thing that I can say that differentiates those two would probably be because Miami has been rapping about not having feelings, but then you done got feelings, and then all that stuff was publicized. See, Trina, you knew who she dated, but you don't even know what they broke up about. Mm-mm. She done had, like, she keeps certain things to herself, or you know, people close to her knew it, but nonetheless, she always protected her image above all costs.
But you know, the difference between that is the generations.
Yeah.
The generation is different. So
Miami's the social media generation.
Right. So, you know, back then, you know, we didn't have too many cameras, and they didn't. It was almost forbidden for you to kind of talk about things. Everything was kept always behind the really behind the camera. Right. And that was good. You know what I'm saying? I know some of my favorite artists I'm disappointed into now, but then there was the world of me because you never got to know their character, who they were. You just enjoyed their art. Mm-hmm. And that's what I appreciate the most. I love an artist that has mystique to them. Mm-hmm. You really never know. But now you start to see some of them, and they kind of like, yo, you was a real L7. Like, I can't even believe. You know what I'm saying? You start to look at your R. Kellys, your Kanye's. You know, at a certain point, like I said, it wasn't even cool to kind of speak how they speak. But now that everything is kind of being up, you know, being rose up on them, you get a little disappointed. But it's all good, though. But the ones that stayed authentic, they're still riding to the cream of the crop.
I feel like Jay-Z been authentic across the board. Yeah. From where he started, like, he didn't come in rapping about nobody else's lifestyle. Mm-hmm. He ain't come in like nobody helped me get here, because if you listen to his music, now this is for the folk who really listen to his music, not just the songs that made it to the radio. This is the folk who listen to his albums and stuff.
The side B's.
Yes, yeah. He paid homage to the streets and whatever aspect of it. He acknowledges that this is what gave him the start, but once he got started, you know, it wasn't necessary. You know, he let it go and he changed his life. He changed his name. He in $1 billion status now. Him and while both of them together collectively, they are worth over $1 billion. Yeah. And they ain't couple goals. I don't do the couple goals things, but I'm like, I see y'all. I like that. I see y'all.
Facts, big old facts.
Yeah, it's music is very powerful. It's very influential. I feel like the music is somewhat contributing to this epidemic that we have with our children, where it's like it's programming. They want to die. You wake up, how are you 14, 15? I mean, I ain't going to say you ain't old enough to have gone through anything, but this music, they telling you about, they done pop Zans, they popping Percocet, they doing this, that, and the other, and you bobbing, and the lyrics flow and stuff, and before long, you reciting these lyrics. Now you're letting these lyrics embed in your mind. Now you got these feelings.
But the thing is, it's exactly what it is. You called it, it's programming. And so programming was the same thing, you know, as far as like okay, say for instance, you know, radio ain't nothing but pretty much paid programming. Mm-hmm. You know, if you got to get your song to pop on the radio, you already coming up 250,000 to get a program. Mm-hmm. That means if you listen to something enough, you're gonna start to like it. Mm-hmm. So all you gotta do is cut on your radio, and if you hear it enough, and you hear a lot of the other gossip saying this good, then you're gonna start to formulate and say it's good. It only takes a strong mind to say like, this ain't for me. Mm-hmm. But like you said, the kids that's actually kind of using motivational drugs, recreational drugs, all that, when the drug has always been available, it's always been there, but now it's starting to be your futures. And the crazy thing is, Future don't even do drugs. That's what people don't even realize. So
that's what they said, that he don't rap about, but he really don't do drugs. And see, now going back to when we were kids, If you had a child that was in your class, because everybody had that one child in the classroom who was hyperactive, needed extra attention.
Right.
Your mama took you to the doctor. You got Ritalin.
Ritalin, yep.
You got Ritalin. And you didn't hear about Adderall, Xans, what else is there? It's a lot of them. It's the list is very long.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what scares me about when they prescribe these kids this medication to these kids,
mm-hmm.
you've got your 10, 11, 12. You've gotten used to functioning with this in your system.
Correct.
Now you're 18. You ain't on mom and dad insurance no more.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't afford this medication because out of pocket this medication is high. You can't even afford to go talk to the doctor who gave it to you.
Yep.
But you got an X pill out here going somewhere between $5 and $10. You got Molly's. You got all these other drugs. So you chasing that old high and end up finding a new one. And like, well, this one is more affordable and I like it a little bit. So let me just stick to this. And we are really losing these kids at a very young age.
But you know, that's always been a pharmaceutical game though. They'll get you hooked on one drug and they ain't got a side drug that'll get you off that drug that basically keep you on a drug. It just now it's polarized as such. So
yeah,
once again, you just gotta it's gotta really be in you to not want to use those outlets to get you past whatever circumstances you're going through at that time.
And that's why I said earlier, you know, as parents, if you are suffering from being overweight, you don't even have to be overweight to be unhealthy. There's some folks that's 125 pounds that's not healthy.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to improve your health and your lifestyle, that is a great opportunity and a great thing to do. Spend that time with your child. Come on, walk, take a walk with me. You would be surprised how many of these kids would take the time willingly to go take a stroll in the park or walk around neighborhood. You don't even have to go to a local park here. Walk around your neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Like, spend that time with that kid because you don't know what kids deal. Kids deal with a lot nowadays.
Yeah, I can't say that.
Kids deal with a lot, like, they stabbing each other. They shooting each other. They pulling up at each other's house. Like, it was a thing years ago, but it wasn't as prominent back then as it is now. Social media has truly changed the way that these kids act, think, and react.
Facts.
And I'm like, at 13, 14 years old, I wasn't staying the night at nobody's house. My mama didn't play that stay the night with folks. Because you don't know what go on in these kids' house. Sometimes these eating habits are born not even necessarily from eating too much, but you're a stress eater.
Mm-hmm.
Kids, childhood obesity is a big thing now. It's becoming a bigger thing. Juvenile diabetes is on the rise. Like, these kids don't want to go outside and play. They wanted the electronics raising them and so forth. Like, if you say, come on, let's go outside and let's jump rope or something. No, I don't want to do that. I want to watch this video. Electronics are raising and contributing to some of this epidemic with obesity and out of control childhood behavior.
But you said the key word, programming.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is back to programming.
Programming.
So, I mean, even when, like I say, when we was growing up, when we started to have Sega, yeah, we would like to play Sonic and stuff. I mean, even when we had Nintendo and played Double Dribble and Contra, it was cool, but we still went outside. We still got on our bikes. We still ran around a friend's house. We were still outside. Even when it graduated to Sega and we got Sonic running through the walls and playing Mortal Kombat, it was cool.
But we still went outside.
We still went outside. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I'm going to tell you what it was back then. The game get hot. You ain't got no choice. You can't even get played that long. You got to blow on it 1,000 times just to get it to work right. But after so long, you just ready to go on outside anyway. Yes, that was back in a time frame where kids would meet up at their grandparent house or at somebody's house. You and your cousins got a kickball game going on outside. You know, it was stuff to do. Nowadays, it's like so many things are shutting down for these kids.
It is.
The resources are outlets. That's the word I'm looking for. The outlets we had coming up. We had teen jams. You know, Kendrick used to always have something going on, and then they had 1,001 committees that you could be on. So you had options and outlets, but now it's be at home. And when you at home, you just eating. You just snack. So that concludes part 1 of my interview with Christian. Tune in tomorrow night at the same time and at the same place as we continue to discuss weight loss and establishing healthier lifestyles. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Antics with DeeDee. Until next time, love on those who love on you in a healthy way, and pray for those who don't. I'm DeeDee, your host of Antics with DeeDee, and I'm signing out for the evening. Y'all be blessed.